The story of Sparta begins with its mythical origins and the establishment of its unique social system, a tale steeped in legend and historical amalgamation. According to myth, Sparta was founded by Lacedaemon, the son of Zeus and Taygete, who named the city after his wife Sparta. In reality, the city-state's origins can be traced back to the 9th century BC, when Dorian Greeks established a society in the fertile region of Laconia in the Peloponnese. Sparta's evolution into a militaristic state is often attributed to the legendary lawgiver Lycurgus. It is said that he revolutionized Sparta with a series of reforms aimed at creating a society focused on military excellence and communal living. These reforms included the redistribution of land to ensure economic equality and the establishment of a communal dining system called the Syssitia, where all Spartans ate together to foster a sense of brotherhood. The social system of Sparta was unique in ancient Greece. Before continuing, please like the video and subscribe as it really helps the channel to grow. Spartans lived austere lives, shunning luxury and embracing a lifestyle that prioritized the needs of the state over the individual. The Spartiates, or full citizens, were at the top of the social hierarchy and dedicated their lives to military service. Below them were the Perioeci, free but non-citizen inhabitants who engaged in commerce and industry, and at the bottom were the Helots, a serf class primarily comprised of conquered peoples who worked the land and served the Spartiates. Next, let's dive into the Spartan society and culture. In Spartan society, the Agoge was the cornerstone of their educational and military training system. From the age of 7, Spartan boys were enrolled in this state-sponsored program, which was as much about cultivating loyalty to the state, physical toughness, and endurance, as it was about learning combat skills. The Agoge aimed to produce citizens who were disciplined, self-sufficient, and dedicated to the Spartan ideals of courage and austerity. Spartan women, unlike their counterparts in other Greek city-states, enjoyed a level of freedom and education that was unheard of in the ancient world. They were trained in athletics and dance, not just for physical beauty, but for the production of strong offspring who could serve the state. Women were also responsible for managing the household and had rights to own and inherit property. The governance of Sparta was unique, featuring a dual kingship where two kings from different royal families co-ruled, balancing each other's power. This diarchy was complemented by the Gerousia, a council of elders that included the two kings and 28 other members over the age of 60, responsible for legislative matters. The Apella, an assembly of male citizens, had the power to support or veto proposals from the Gerousia. This complex blend of oligarchy, monarchy, and limited democracy ensured that no single entity could dominate the Spartan state, creating a balanced yet rigid society. Up next, let's cover the most exciting section, the formidable Spartan military. The Spartan military was the epitome of strength, discipline, and efficiency in ancient Greece, revered and feared by friends and foes alike. From a young age, they were subjected to harsh disciplines, physical training, and lessons in tactics and survival. This upbringing created soldiers who were resilient, resourceful, and fiercely loyal to Sparta. A key element of Spartan military prowess was the phalanx formation, a tactical innovation that revolutionized ancient warfare. In this formation, soldiers stood side by side, forming a wall of shields and spears, moving as a single, impenetrable unit. The strength of the phalanx lay in its unity and discipline, qualities that Spartans developed through their rigorous training. One of the most famous battles showcasing Spartan military might was the Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BC. Here, King Leonidas led a small force of 300 Spartans, along with several thousand allies, against the massive invading army of the Persian king Xerxes. Although vastly outnumbered, the Spartans held the narrow pass at Thermopylae for 3 days. Their heroic stand, though ultimately ending in their defeat, became a symbol of courage and sacrifice against overwhelming odds and played a crucial role in the eventual Greek victory in the Persian Wars. Moving forwards, let's look at the rivals in Greece. Sparta and Athens. Sparta and Athens, the two most powerful city-states of ancient Greece, were polar opposites in almost every aspect, leading to inevitable conflict, most notably in the Peloponnesian War, 431 to 404 BC. While Sparta was a militaristic and oligarchic state, Athens was a center of art, philosophy, and democracy. In Athens, citizens enjoyed a level of personal freedom unknown in Sparta. The Athenian democracy allowed male citizens to participate directly in government. Education in Athens focused on arts, philosophy, and rhetoric. in stark contrast to the militaristic and survival-based education of Sparta. Spartan life was stripped of luxury and focused solely on duty, strength, and endurance. These differences set the stage for the Peloponnesian War, a devastating conflict that arose from power struggles and ideological clashes. Sparta, leading the Peloponnesian League, and Athens, heading the Delian League, engaged in a protracted and brutal war that altered the course of Greek history. Initial phase, 431–421 BC. The war began with the Athenians, under the leadership of Pericles, adopting a defensive strategy, relying on their superior navy and the long walls connecting Athens to its port, Piraeus. In contrast, Sparta and its allies, skilled in land warfare, raided Attica annually. The first phase ended with the Peace of Nicias in 421 BC, a tenuous truce that temporarily halted hostilities. Sicilian expedition, 415–413 BC. A significant turning point was the disastrous Sicilian expedition by Athens. Athenian ambition to conquer Sicily ended in a catastrophic defeat, severely weakening their military and naval power. Final phase, 413–404 BC. Sparta, now backed by Persian financial support, rebuilt its navy and began to challenge Athenian dominance at sea. The Spartan general Lysander proved to be a decisive figure, inflicting key naval defeats on the Athenians at battles like Cyzicus, 410 BC, and Aegospotami, 405 BC. The latter resulted in the complete destruction of the Athenian fleet, cutting off Athens from its empire and its grain supply. The eventual Spartan victory was a result of superior land tactics, strategic innovations, and Persian financial aid. The defeat of Athens led to the imposition of a pro-Spartan government, the 30 Tyrants, marking a significant shift in power, but also sowing the seeds for future conflicts in Greece. Eventually came the Spartan decline and fall. The decline and fall of Sparta as a dominant power in Greece were due to several factors. Military defeats. The Battle of Leuctra in 371 BC, where the Thebans, under Epaminondas, defeated the Spartans, shattered the myth of Spartan invincibility. Demographic issues. The strict criteria for citizenship, which required completion of the Agoge and participation in the Syssitia, led to a shrinking pool of full citizens, as many were demoted for failure to meet these requirements. Economic stagnation and dependence on helots. Spartan economy, heavily reliant on the agricultural labor of the helots, was not as dynamic as those of other Greek city-states. Rebellions by helots, especially after military losses, further destabilized Spartan society. Loss of allies and autonomy. After Leuctra, many of Sparta's allies defected, and its dominance over the Peloponnese weakened. Sparta's loss of autonomy became evident when it became a pawn in the power games of larger empires like Macedonia. Cultural and political stagnation. Spartan refusal to adapt politically and culturally, in contrast to the more dynamic and flexible societies like Athens, contributed to its decline. This decline marked the end of Sparta as a major power in the ancient world, although its legacy and mystique endured through history. We will cover more stories from history and mythology in the upcoming videos. Until then, please support our channel by commenting, liking the video, and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next one.